Dear cadets, as you know, the chapter number 3rd of 7th class science I have already completed. Everything I have completed. Now this is the time to write the question answer of NCERT exercise. So as you know that you don't have books, so I will flash the questions also along with their answers. So now in addition to NCERT exercise, I have selected some extra questions also. Here I am writing the questions and their answers too. So you keep on writing, complete it, and now furnish it for the checking. So the first question is, what is rearing of animals? First question is, what is rearing of animals? So it is the process of looking after of animals to get desired products and characters. So what is the rearing of animals? It is nothing but a looking after of animals to get desired products and characters. Second question is, name some wool yielding animals. So there are so many animals which are giving us wool. So these wool yielding animals are sheep, goat, yak, camel, Angora goat. Already it is written here. So as such you write. Now after this question, I will tell you NCERT exercise. Yes, so the first NCERT question is, you must be familiar with the following nursery rhymes. First one is, Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Mary had a little lamb, whose fleece was white as snow. So answer the following questions. Which parts of the black sheep have wool? What is meant by the white fleece of the lamb? Answer is here. Wool is obtained from the fleece hair of the sheep. Answer of B question is, white fleece refers to the white, thick, hairy coat of lamb. So just see, this is one nursery rhymes. On the basis of that rhymes, they asked here some questions and their answer is here. Now let us move to the second question. Second question is, the silkworm is a caterpillar. B, a larva. Choose the correct option. So the correct option is, third one, both A and B. Both A and B. Now question number third. Which of the following does not yield wool? Woolly dog. Woolly dog does not yield the wool. Now question number 4. What is meant by the following terms? So already I have explained. Once again you can write their answers. First one is the rearing. Second one is the seeding. Third one is the sericulture. So what is rearing? Bringing up and looking after farm animals are known as rearing. So what is the meaning of rearing? Bringing up and looking after farm animals are known as rearing. What is shearing? The process of removing the fleece of sheep along with the thin layer of skin is called shearing. The process of removing the fleece of sheep along with the thin layer of skin is called shearing. What is the next one? What is sericulture? Sericulture is science of rearing of silkworms for obtaining silk. Okay. Now question number 5. Given below is a sequence of steps in the processing of wool. Which are the missing steps? Add them. So after shearing, here scouring, then sorting is given, then drying is there, carding is here. Answer is also flashed. Next question. Make the sketches of the 2 stages in the life history of the silk moth which are directly related to the production of silk. So answer is this one, caterpillar of silk moth. Caterpillar of the silk moth Next one is the cocoon with pupa. Cocoon with pupa. So only two stages you have to make. Now any of the two stages you can prepare. It doesn't mean that only which is given here that only you should make. Any two stages of life history of silk moth you can prepare. The question number 7 is, out of the following, which are the two terms related to the silk production? Sericulture, floriculture, moriculture, apiculture and silviculture. Silk production involves the cultivation of mulberry leaves and rearing silkworm. Scientific name of mulberry is Morus alba. Answer is, out of the given terms related to the silk production are sericulture and moriculture. So remember here one important thing is there. Just see, sericulture is nothing but a rearing of silkworm for obtaining the silk. Floriculture is culture of flowers to get the different variety of the flowers. Moriculture is the process or it is the technique of cultivating of Morus alba, that is mulberry leaves. Apiculture and silviculture. Apiculture is nothing but a rearing of honey bees to get the honey. Silviculture is nothing but rearing of fishes to get the fish. Related products. So two terms are related here, sericulture and moriculture, that is given here. Next one is question number 8. Yes, now question number 8. Match the words of column first with those given in column second. Column first, scouring. Second one is mulberry leaves. Third one is app. Fourth one is cocoon. Column second, yields silk fibers. B, wool yielding animals. C, food of silkworm. D is reeling. E is cleaning sheared skin. Now you have to match the layers. So scouring is nothing but a cleaning of sheared skin. E also. Mulberry leaves, that is food of silkworm. Yak, wool yielding animal. Cocoon, yields silk fiber. Remember, cocoon is a very important stage of life history of silkworm. From this stage only silk is obtained. Now their answer also on flashing. Okay, so now question number 9 now. Now given below is a crossword puzzle. Based on this lesson, use hints to fill in the blank spaces with letters that complete the words. Down, across, down. Thorough washing. Next one is animal fiber. Long thread-like structure. Across. Keeps warm. Its leaves are eaten by silkworm that hatches from egg of moth. So just see here, down 1D. 1D here. Thorough washing. That answer also I will flash. That is scouring. This is silk. Third A is caterpillar. Now this one is a mulberry and 3D is fiber. In this way your chapter number 3 including their exercise is over. This was a small chapter. Nevertheless, I have tried hard to explain you. The most important thing of this chapter is life history of silk moth and the processing of fibers into wool. These are the two things which were important Now let us move to the another chapter of science, that is fourth chapter, heat. So first I will explain the chapter and afterwards I will explain you the question answer also. Now chapter number 4, that is heat. In chapter heat I would like to discuss following thing. First one is the introduction and definition of heat. Second one is the hot and cold objects. Third one is the measuring temperature. So for measuring the temperature, these are the devices. Basically thermometer is the device which can measure the temperature. So measuring the temperature, clinical thermometer, laboratory thermometer, digital thermometer, maximum and minimum thermometer, and fourth one thing is mode of transfer of heat. That is very important. So there are three mode of transfer of heat. First one is the conduction, next one is the convection, and the last one is the radiation. These are the three mode of transfer of heat. One by one I will deal with all these things. So the first one I would like to deal introduction and definition of heat. So now first introduction. As you know children, according to the season, temperature changes as far as atmosphere is concerned. So just try to understand, in summer season, temperature is very high. So we are telling that atmosphere is very hot. But in cold season we are telling that atmosphere is cold. So actually this hotness and coldness is related with the heat only. And according to the temperature of the environment, we are choosing or we are wearing the clothes also. So the heat is very important in our daily life. So actually now question arises here, what is the heat? Heat is nothing but a form of energy which always transfer from hotter end to colder end. So what is heat? Heat is nothing but a form of energy which always transfer from hotter end to colder end. It never transfer from colder end to hotter end. Now second thing about this chapter is hot and cold object. In our daily life there are so many substances which are very hot and which are very cold. Just try to understand. In the morning only tea, that is hot, but the ice cubes, they are very cold. So actually how can we decide that substance is very hot or substance is very cold? Always remember, substance whose temperature is below the room temperature, that object will be called cold, and the substance whose temperature is above the room temperature, that will be called as a hot. For the better understanding of cold and hot object, we will discuss this thing with the help of one activity. Just see. With the help of this activity, I will tell you how can we feel or how can we decide that this object is hot or cold. So just see, you have to take 3 beakers. In one beaker hot water, in another one cold water, in third one is the mixture of hot and cold, that is lukewarm water. Now place both the hands in lukewarm water. First you have to put your hand in hot water, another one in cold water. Now together you put both hands in the lukewarm water. What you will feel? Just see. Do you feel the same sensation in both the hands? No. The lukewarm water feels warm to the hand that was dipped in the cold water, and cool to the hand that was dipped in the hot water. Can you measure the extent of hotness or coldness of the water involved with your hands? No. We can only feel the difference in temperature of our skin and the object we are touching, but cannot give an accurate value of its temperature. There are many devices that can be used to measure the temperature. Let us learn about one such device which is known as thermometer. So dear cadets, did you get this activity? It is very simple activity. Just see, 3 beakers you have taken. In first beaker you have taken hot water. In second beaker you have taken cold water. In third one, mixture of both the water, means hot and cold. That is why it is lukewarm water. Now one hand, suppose left hand finger I dipped in hot water. Right hand finger I dipped in the cold water. Now just see, the finger which is dipped in the hot water, you will feel hot. The finger which you are dipped in the cold water, you will feel cold. Now remove both fingers and put in the third one beaker, that is lukewarm water. What you will feel now? So the finger which you have dipped in the hot water, you will feel that finger is cold. And the finger which you have dipped in the cold water, now you will feel hot. So now just see, it is amazing fact. The finger which you have dipped in the hot water, now this finger is feeling cold, and the finger which you have dipped in the cold water, now it is feeling hot. How it is possible? Is there any numerical value? Is there any parameter by which we are deciding that this water is hot and cold? And the amazing fact is, same water that is beaker number third water is reflecting or telling us different temperature with respect to the both fingers. With respect to one finger it is hot, with respect to another finger it is cold. So there should be a absolute measurement of temperature, so that we can decide that object is cold or hot. So now there we need to measure the temperature of any object. So actually what is the temperature? Degree of hotness of object. Degree of hotness of an object. Degree of hotness of an object is known as temperature. Is known as degree of hotness of an object is known as temperature. Now measuring temperature. To measure the temperature, there is one device that is known as thermometer. The device by which we measure the temperature is known as thermometer. So just try to understand, thermometer emerges as a device, but with the help of it we can measure the temperature of any object. So now there are different kinds of thermometers. First one is the clinical thermometer. With the help of clinical thermometer, we can measure the human body temperature. With the help of laboratory thermometer, we can measure the temperature of the things which are prepared in the laboratory, means chemicals and other things which are used in the laboratory, or whatever experiment we are conducting. With the help of this thermometer, we can measure their object. Next one is a digital thermometer. Digital thermometer is nowadays very much popular, isn't it? But there are some problem also, because in digital thermometer some substances are used which are poisonous in nature, and their disposal poses great threat to the environment. Another one is the last one, that is maximum minimum thermometer. This temperature is used for reporting the weather temperature, means this is used in the weather forecast. So detail about all these thermometers we will discuss in the subsequent videos. For today's almost class is over. So dear cadets, now this is the time to recapitulate the things which I have completed today. So at the beginning we have discussed the NCERT exercise of chapter number 3rd, that is fiber to fabric. Afterwards I have started heat chapter, that is chapter number 4th of 7th class science. I started with the definition of heat, then hot and cold objects with the help of one activity. Afterwards I taught you the definition of temperature. What is the temperature? Temperature is nothing but a degree of hotness of an object. Then how to measure the temperature of any object? The temperature of any object can be measured with the help of one device, that is called thermometer. Different kinds of thermometer. clinical thermometer, laboratory thermometer, digital thermometer and maximum minimum thermometer. Now I am not giving you question answer because already I have shown you the exercise. You have to write those exercises properly and finish your notes, because when school will be reopened, at that time these exercise will not be taught. So be careful and be attentive. Keep on writing, keep on making notes, so that further you should not face any problem. Thank you. Now next video will discuss remaining things.